Hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to explain episode 2 of the new Japanese BL series, Fake Fact Lips. Please support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. The story continues. At that time, Shido is busy working together with Onishi and Higashino. Because of a mistake, Higashino realizes it and quickly fixes it. They still need to prepare one more set of materials. Shido says he will go to the meeting room first. Onishi offers help, but Shido says it's not necessary. He will finish it soon. Instead, Onishi can help Higashino. While Shido is in the meeting room, Ryo comes and asks if he is preparing a presentation. Seeing Ryo, Shido suddenly remembers last night. Shido immediately calls out to him. He says that they had fun last night, and that he never gets bored being with Ryo. Ryo asks why Shido suddenly called his name. Instead, Shido asks if Ryo is free this weekend. Ryo checks his schedule, and turns out he is free. Hearing that, Shido feels happy. He says that a restaurant he visited for work before has a great view and delicious food. Does Ryo want to go with him? Ryo asks if Shido is asking him on a date. Do they need to book a hotel room too? Even so, Ryo gently touches Shido and asks how he is. Shido gets annoyed and tells Ryo to move his hand away. Seeing Shido's reaction, Ryo asks if his emotions are unstable. Can't he be a bit nicer to him? After all, they already spent the night together. Shido tells him again to stay away. Ryo says Shido's love life is quite unstable. Shido may be competent at work, but his relationship skills are probably still at a high school level. Shido reminds him that he is very popular. But for Ryo, Shido's cute side stands out. Shido hits Ryo and tells him to stop teasing. Ryo then asks how Shido flirts with men. He wants to know how Shido does it. Shido instead asks why Ryo always assumes he is involved with a man, when in reality, he has never done anything like that with any man except Ryo. Ryo is very shocked, but that night, Shido said that Shido decides to leave because the presentation is about to start. Ryo is left confused. After the presentation ends, Higashino praises how amazing Shido was. He thought they would lose. That comeback was incredible. Onishi asks if Shido knew their strategy. Shido says no, but such maneuvers are important. In negotiations like that, if they prioritize the other party's interests first, they might unexpectedly gain benefits themselves. Onishi agrees, saying it's the same as dating. Instead of only thinking about yourself, if you focus on doing things that make others happy, it will naturally bring good results to yourself. Shido then asks how to make someone you don't like fall in love with you, because he still has to win. Hearing that, Onishi explains that he should think about what benefits the other person, do research, and fully focus on what will make them happy. To Onishi, their conversation suddenly sounds a bit problematic. Shido then leaves for the next meeting. That night, Higashino prepares to go home. Seeing Shido still there, Shido tells him he can go first, and not to worry about his work. Higashino says goodbye and leaves. While Shido continues working, Ryo comes and brings a drink. Surprising Shido, Shido asks if Ryo came to flirt with him. He's too tired right now. Ryo brings up what Shido said that morning, about it being his first time with a man. Ryo wants to make sure. Shido asks why he would lie. Ryo says if it was really his first time, why was he so seductive? Shido shouts that Ryo is stupid and should lower his voice. Ryo says Shido himself said he didn't mind doing that with a man. Shido explains that he was just bluffing, and Ryo didn't give him a chance to say no. Even so, Shido says he wouldn't let anyone do that except Ryo. Shido asks if Ryo has done it before. Ryo says yes, back in college. Shido looks unhappy. Ryo must have been popular among men too. Ryo explains that he just thought things were simpler with his friends. Hearing that, Shido asks if Ryo was aroused by him last night, and whether he wants to repeat it. Ryo says he can refuse. Besides, isn't Shido afraid? For Shido, he's already done it once. The second and third times shouldn't be much different. Ryo says it's not the same. And he doesn't plan to be Shido's casual partner. Shido asks then what Ryo wants. Ryo says high school friends shouldn't ask that kind of question. Besides, he wants to know more about Shido. Back then, they were too busy competing. They never really talked about themselves. Ryo wants to take this chance to get closer. He's not sure if Shido will fall in love with him or not. But he will make Shido fall in love with him. Ryo teases Shido, saying maybe Shido is actually afraid he's already falling in love. Shido refuses to accept that. He says now Ryo can't be with anyone else except him. If Ryo has the courage. Ryo holds Shido's hand and says he won't hold back. Shido changes into Ryo's clothes. He sees Ryo has prepared dinner. And even his favorite drink. Ryo knows Shido has been busy lately. He thinks Shido might want to relax tonight. Shido asks what Ryo is actually doing. Ryo invites him to toast. He asks about Shido joining a new project launch. With that workload, he must not have much time to relax. According to Ryo, relieving stress is also important. Shido says Ryo is the one causing him stress. Hearing that, Ryo recalls their high school days. Shido always looked like he would kill him if he didn't rank first in exams. And he would frown just like now. Shido is still annoyed, because Ryo always provokes him. For Ryo, Shido's stubborn competitive side is actually cute. Shido is not only handsome but also very manly. Honestly, Ryo has never met anyone like him. Shido replies that Ryo isn't honest with himself. If he feels that way, he should have said it earlier. It's not just his face, Ryo likes his body too. Shido keeps teasing him, saying Ryo should be honest. For Ryo, Shido might be a special exception. They could start with Ryo's hands. Ryo refuses. This shouldn't be like this. Shido asks why, when Ryo himself said relieving stress is important. Shido also asks if Ryo knows kissing can relieve stress too. Ryo knows that, but before he can finish, Shido suddenly kisses him. For Shido, it's just a kiss. Not a big deal. Ryo, who has been holding back, pushes Shido down and starts kissing him. He holds Shido's hands. In the middle of that moment, Shido unknowingly falls asleep. Ryo murmurs that if Shido wants him, he should go further than this. Ryo looks at him. Flashback to high school. Young Ryo invites Shido to have lunch together. Shido asks why they have to eat together. Ryo says because Shido always eats alone. And it would be nice to do it together sometimes. Ryo reminds him that the winner makes the rules. A new rule has been made. And Shido has to accept it. They start eating. Afterward, Ryo asks if Shido is always this tense at home. It feels like he is always studying. If he doesn't relax sometimes, he'll run out of energy. Shido says he does relax. At home, after showering. He just lies down and does nothing. Ryo teases him because his eyebrows are furrowed again. There are even crumbs on his face. Ryo invites him to lie down together after eating. Even though Shido refuses at first, Ryo insists. Lying down like this is part of relaxing. And just like now, Shido falls asleep. When Shido wakes up and realizes he is in Ryo's arms, he tries to get up. But Ryo holds him. He says hugging can also relieve stress. After working so hard, of course Shido would fall asleep. And that kiss earlier made him even more energetic. Shido quickly denies it, but what he actually feels is stress. Even so, Shido hugs Ryo. Ryo asks if he's going back to sleep. Instead, Shido asks if Ryo has ever done something like this while chasing someone. If yes, Shido feels a bit jealous. From now on, Ryo is only allowed to act like this when he is with Shido. Ryo is almost carried away by what Shido says. But it turns out Shido is just teasing him. He decides to get ready to go home. Ryo says Shido can stay at his apartment. But Shido refuses. After changing his clothes, Shido leaves. Ryo can only watch him go. Then he receives a message from someone. That was the explanation of episode 2 Yatara Yarashi Fukami-kun. If you enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe. See you again in the next episode.